Welcome back, guys. This is the Inspiration Station, episode 3. I've got my boy, Logan Hayes, one of my best friends, and actually the best man at my wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That is exciting stuff. So, Logan has known me for how long now? 8 years? 9?
8 or 9 years, yeah.
It's crazy because I was telling Emily 5 years yesterday, and I've known her for almost 10 years. So, Logan is a froth lord. That's the only way I can describe it. He's the ultimate grom, always down to shred, always down to have fun. So, Logan, who are you to the people that don't know you?
My name's Logan, 24 years old, just turned 24.
Still a grom, even though he's 24.
Yeah, still. I pretty much surfed professionally my whole life and traveled around the world with him since I was like 17, 17, something like that.
Dude, you were 100% like a little baby grom when I met you.
I didn't have my license.
No.
Yeah.
And well, we're going to get into all the juicy stuff, but Logan has been a professional surfer. He's traveled the world. Yeah. One of my best friends, and he's seen me through all kinds of things in life, so that is exactly why he's here for this podcast. And I'm stoked about this, dude, because I told Emily and Corey the same thing. I feel like this is a great opportunity to tell people about you and also talk about us and our crazy adventures thus far. So let's get into it, dude. Surfing. How did it start? Just kind of like, condensed version.
So I was born in Orlando, and my dad has like grown up in Smyrna Beach surfing his whole life. And my uncles and like my mom and my dad used to go there a lot and all this stuff. So my dad took there and showed me how to surf since I was like 1.
So your dad surfed?
Yeah, my dad surfed his whole life too. My dad lived in Hawaii. My dad like traveled around. He's got crazy photos of like the Outer Banks and stuff, and like the 90s when it's like 10 foot in A-framing, and it's just insane.
That's epic.
Yeah.
So dad was already shredding.
Yeah.
When did you start to surf? And pause right there. Do not judge me for my ghetto podcast setup. I forgot to say something. This is temporary, but it's also cool. This is a gift. One of our followers sent me this. It's engraved with my name and our logo. So for now, it is a mic stand. So Logan, carry on. You're a shred lord. Your first time surfing.
I think I was 1 in Smyrna.
So literally born into the surf.
Yeah, I think my parents had me swimming and stuff like that before I was 1.
Sick.
Like, I was a water baby.
I was the same way. My dad, I have a picture of me scuba diving in the pool with him when I'm like 3 or 4. Now he has the tank. It's just like an octopus, but same thing, dude.
Down there,
instantly in the water. Instantly in the water.
Yeah.
So I don't really know too much about your grom years, to be honest. You've always surfed well, and I'm sure it was kind of standard, but I guess up until I met you, what was the evolution where you were like, okay, I like this, I want to compete?
So I moved to Vero in first grade and stuff like that. Like, you're still so young. Like, you're 4, 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
You can only get I don't know. You're just messing around for the most part. When I got into 2nd grade, we moved to Vero, and I started surfing more. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. 4th grade, I started winning contests, winning everything. 5th grade,
But you were in comps early.
Oh yeah, I was in comps in 3rd grade, 4th grade. I was doing the little NSSA grind for the mini grom,
cool.
NKF, Easterfest, all those contests, all those competitions.
Were you competitive early?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was competitive early. I say I'm not competitive, but everyone always says I'm
Well, it's funny, dude, because I know how frothy you are now.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you as a grom. And I've heard stories. You were you were the ultimate grom.
You missed the prime. I had the long, up until I think 6th grade, I had long blonde hair down here.
Yeah.
Just like yours, it was this
but
little
the jet blonde,
yeah.
Chauncey Robinson when he was 15.
Yeah, running around, just going nuts, little 8-year-old long blonde hair.
So, I know things transition a lot going from regular grom to junior grom, going into your teen years. So what was that transformation like?
That one was harder because I moved back to Orlando when I went into 7th grade. So right when I really started was competing, doing all the stuff, and was 14, right when you're really starting to do things. I moved back to Orlando, and I still competed for a long time in Orlando. Then I moved back to Vero when I was in Orlando for I think 4 years.
And I think I met you during that
I lived in
phase,
Orlando
right?
still, yeah.
So you were
Under 18.
Let's call it 16 or 17.
Yeah, I think 16, 15, like 14 till 18.
You were in Orlando.
Yeah.
So where our paths merged is Ron Jon. So
Yeah.
we'll have to backtrack a little bit for you, but I know
Yeah.
Corey at the time. I'm doing his videos. They want to do something new, so they tell me that they want me to meet up with Logan.
Yeah.
And so Corey knows you. Everybody knows you, but I don't know you.
Yeah.
So I guess before we jump into our first meetup, talk just real quickly about like when you got on Ron Jon's and just kind of like how that evolved, because I know you were like a midget. Dude, you were like 8 years old.
Yeah. So apparently my dad tells me I was 10. And apparently I was 10 years old. We went to Ron Jon's to go meet. I can't remember who we met. It's going to drive me crazy. We walked in and met somebody. And it was in like an office, like high up in an office at the Cocoa Beach store. Like in
the actual store?
In the in the
corporate,
the other side. Yeah. And I guess I was 10 years old. I walked in, and I like kicked my feet, sat back in the chair. We talked for a couple minutes, shook hands, did blah blah. We sat down to like actually start talking, and apparently I just kicked my feet up, like crossed them on the desk, and my dad just looked over at me, and she was just apparently like everyone in the room just started dying, and they were like, "All right, cool, you're good." Like
that's awesome.
Barely.
So you're little.
Yeah, little. I was 10.
I called him a midget. I hope I didn't offend anybody. You're just a little tiny Grom.
Mm-hmm.
So
prime Grom years.
And Ron Jon's was a cool setup for you guys over the years. I know you got
awesome.
a lot of support.
Yeah.
You got insane exposure, the billboards.
Yeah.
And it's cool because
I think
I got to see that from like the other side, like creating it. Like, dude, compared to other surfers of your age and ability to be able to have those billboards and that massive exposure, it's huge. So,
I think Ron Jon's put me in a half page in surfer or surfing.
That's huge.
At 11. Like I was like, what? We were in Ron Jon's and I just grabbed one of the magazines and was looking through. Nobody had told me.
That's insane, dude.
My dad was like,
huge.
What? Like everyone was like, wait, what do you mean? Like started freaking out.
Yo, let's crack these real quick.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Tony from Island Root Kava once again. He hooked me up with these CBD drinks. Stay cool. Never had them, but we're going to try them. And I didn't talk about this yesterday. We'll get into it later, but I broke my thumb. So it takes a little extra effort to do things right now. But
you took mine to the beach.
Oh, dude. That's
They're good.
fantastic.
They're really good.
They're really good. It's super smooth. I like that. Mine's pineapple wave. His is strawberry.
Dalton got mine sandy farming. It's nice.
Sorry. Oh, they did go to the beach.
Yeah,
I was wondering what you meant.
inside. I took a sip of the all sandwich. It's really good. I'm just getting like a whole mouthful of sandwich.
Yo, we were shooting this video. Go check out Island Root Kava on Instagram. We do all their videos. So if we do, they're super dope because we made them. So go check them out. So back into it, Ron Jon's. You get a lot of opportunities writing for a good brand, especially someone as big and reputable as Ron Jon's, and then the billboards. A lot comes with it. A lot of positive.
Yeah.
What was it like being introduced to me? And being told, hey, here's your new video guy. We're going to have you go meet up with him at New Smyrna. We're going to do a video. What was that like? Remember the first time we met? I come to your house and I walk into your freaking Grom lair. Do you remember the first video? The very first one.
Yeah.
I was in a weird place in life. I was living in UCF, of all places, in an apartment complex.
Yeah.
And I want to say we met at your house first.
Yeah, you came over to the house.
And shot like an interview.
Yeah.
And you had the same off-road electric board as me, but a different brand.
That started a bunch of...
Dude, that was so crazy, bro.
That was just right.
That was nuts.
Oh,
dude,
my God.
We'll have to jump back into that. Like, mental note, come back to the electric skateboards.
Electric
Because
skateboards,
we gotta tell that story. So yeah, dude, I met you and I was like stoked because like I was talking with Emily yesterday. I'm older than all of you guys, not by a lot, but when I met you guys, I was like 21. Y'all were like 16, 17. So I got to watch y'all grow up. It was really cool, dude. It gave me like a second burst of youth. So I'm interviewing you and learning about your crazy life. You just got home from California from competing, and
I was going somewhere else. I forget.
Yeah, you were in between two trips.
To Jersey.
And I was
going to Jersey next in like 2 weeks or a week or two.
I was blown away by it. I was just astounded by the lifestyle that these kids had, and I'll never forget going to Expo for the first time, and you guys knew all these people, and you had all these stickers on your board, and you had all these connections, and it was incredible. So I remember there was a big thing when I met you, and I saw there was another kid doing this. Yeah. So we go to Smyrna, and we shoot that video. And was it a cross video? Or no, we did your video first, and then we did that cross video with Corey and you. Yeah. Yeah. You guys weren't even together.
No. Corey went, and he scored it, like, I think 5 or 6 days later. It was pumping. I was like, damn it.
He's so bummed.
I was like, my day that I can go and do it, I did it. And it was okay. It was fun. Like, we got some decent clips. And then, like, I saw Corey's footage, and I was like, it's like 5 foot and like kind of like pretty much offshore and like looks really good. And I was just like,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard. This just sounds like every conversation we've ever had. That's hilarious. Yeah. So, but it was a sick video, dude, and you were ripping. And I remember right after we met, we'll get into this. I got to check my list, but I want to put one more note. NKF. I remember seeing you surf at the NKF Surf Fest, just dog shit waves, like non-existent, and you are ripping, like big board, wide stance, but bro, you're just flowing and it's effortless, and you're not doing the Cocoa Beach hop, and you're just doing these little like sick little tail flicks. And so I was like, wow, dude, I was like, this kid surfs really good. And so yeah, dude, I really came to appreciate all your different styles of surfing. And I'm documenting you guys, so I'm like, dude, I can smell you guys when you paddle for a wave now from 1,000 feet away.
You see it so many times.
Yeah.
Engraved. You could almost go, all right, he's going to do this. Yep, there
I know y'all surfing as well as you do, and I love it. It's cool. So I guess one quick note before we transition. What was it like instantly having access to video of yourself for reviewing purposes, and then just marketing and social? What was it like?
What do we do every time we get in the car after we come back from the beach? What's the first thing I say?
Yo, let's look at the clips. Let me get the camera. Let me get the camera. Let me see the camera. Yo, this kid will take my water housing, open to the car, and I'm tripping. I'm tripping because I'm like, dude, he's going to scratch something, whatever. But he knew all my cameras and stuff. Logan was probably one of few people that actually knew all the bells and whistles, because this kid, he did help clean and do things like that, but you wanted to get in there and see the dang footage, so he'd see my clips before I did, and I hated it. I mean, driving home through like freaking San Clemente traffic, and you're just like, oh, dude, this one's sick. Oh, dude, this is a good one. But what was it like? Was it helpful, and how much did it change things?
It's nice because you'll go out there and do something, and you'll come in and be like, oh, wow, that looked really good. I didn't think that looked that good. Or you'll be like, wow, I really need to change this, that, and the other. Like, that could have been way better if I was on this. Like, it's really helpful to be able to look back and see yourself and be able to tweak little things.
Think about those times, we don't surf as much as we did at one time, unfortunately, but think about those times when you were just really surfing, doing all those trips, and you were really reviewing footage. Was it like a beneficial thing for you? Like being able to see that?
It was very, very beneficial. And also, when you have somebody, like, it makes you want to surf more.
For sure.
Like, if you've got somebody that wants to come and shoot every time, and it's like waves, every time the waves get good, you're like, oh, let's go. Like, I want to be there at dawn. I want to be wherever it's going to be the best. I want to, like, you try to just get the sickest clips you can.
So let's start getting into the good stuff. So me and Logan have traveled all over the world. It's been super rad. I'm trying to convince him to go to Puerto Rico with me in 2 weeks. And I miss traveling. I do. Like, I posted our BSR Waco wave pool video the other day, and I was like, dude, what's next? And I guess before we get into that, I'd like to talk about a couple of them. So we talked about Ron Jon's, talked about transitioning into MPI, and like my assignment basically was to start filming you guys. And I guess I should talk about me a little bit. Like me, dude, like I grew up filming surfing at like the Radisson. Like I was doing surf lessons at the Radisson at Satellite Beach, and I was doing beach rentals, and I'd stand there on the beach and just film people, and they'd come in, and like every now and then somebody like, yo dude, can I give you like $20 for that footage? I'd be like, yeah, beer money, dude. I remember meeting this guy, and I was tripping when I got $20 for some footage. And then I met Tommy Orsini first. Shout out to Tommy Orsini. He really was the first person. You know Tommy.
I've known Tommy since I was like 10.
Yeah, so I didn't know Tommy Orsini. Wasn't Tommy Orsini like extremely relevant during his like teen
Tommy
years?
Orsini was really gnarly.
Yeah, like he had a run during his competitive years where he was ripping.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So I meet Tommy when he's a little bit older. And so, dude, he led me into Pete Polanski, Chad Ellingham. And then I met Caleb Couture. And I met all these people at Spectrum Surf Shop. And then I told the story of how that led me into meeting Corey. And through meeting Corey, I met you. This is so sick because these episodes are going to start interconnecting. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch episode 1 with Corey. That's where a lot of this backstory is. So I meet you. And then we start doing these projects. You opened a whole new door, bro. Because me and Corey, we had already done a year. Like, we literally did a full year almost with just Corey. And so we were running dry. We needed to mix it up. And I don't think we had trips introduced at this point. So bringing you in and going to Smyrna really opened the door. Yeah. So the first thing we did was Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So 2012... me, Logan, and Sam Duggan go to Puerto Rico, and it was not my first trip because my first trip was, I think we went in 2014. We went in 2014, and I think me and Corey went in like 2012 or 13 because I had been like one time before. Yeah. So my first trip with Corey was with like Alex Zapone.
Yeah, actually, I ran into you guys on that trip. Yeah. I was on my own trip with my dad.
So I got to mention that. That's even crazier that you were there. So I didn't get paid. There was no money or anything. This is actually really important. Alex Zapone. Yeah. Sam Duggan. Yeah. Corey and me. On Thanksgiving. We went there over Thanksgiving in 2012. It literally was Thanksgiving 2012. Yeah. We went to Puerto Rico. My first time blew my mind. It erupted my creativity and realization of surfing and people. And I do remember running into you, but time went by another 2 years before we actually got linked up. So that was a cool first trip. You can go look at it on YouTube. Just type in Stoke NPI Puerto Rico, something like that, and you'll find it. And that's the OG video. It's funny because if you watch on YouTube, it's like 1x1 square. It has black on the edges. It crops it out because we shot it with all of our old stuff. So important note about that Puerto Rico trip, I was shooting for free, right? Yeah. When I came home, I sold my first photo ever, my very first billboard of Corey to Ron Jon's. Yeah. That is where it started. So it was some woman before, my mind is blank, before Amy. Yeah. Before her. Who was there before that?
Heather?
No. There was someone that was there for like a month. Dude. But the point is, she bought one photo and it got my foot in the door. And then I pitched a video. And then we did one video in Puerto Rico again with just me and Corey. And that was when we were kind of running dry because we did the first video out of the States. But I could kind of feel that it was getting like we were doing the same thing over and over. So fast forward, I meet Logan. We're going to Puerto Rico, and it's just me, you, and Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me and Sam.
So, sorry for all the side story. We had to interconnect because the only reason I knew you was because of Ron Jon's, and the only reason I was with Ron Jon's was because of that first photo that I landed with Corey in Puerto Rico because I went there for free. Oh, jeez, Grom. Look at this kid.
Sorry.
Classic.
I was like, why can't I hear anything?
Yeah, because we're listening to
It's been down there for like 10 minutes, so that'll be fun.
We're listening to your nipples, dude.
No, literally, I like lifted my shirt down here and I heard it in my headphones.
Oh my gosh. Well, if it was getting hard to hear, guys, there's your answer. So Puerto Rico, we're going down there. We all know the drill by now. Sam's been there a bunch. You guys have been there a bunch. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Yeah. So we went down for the Corona. So talk to me about that trip, dude. That was our first actual trip together.
There's so many things on that trip. From us at a wave, all three of us getting bounced off the bottom simultaneously in a line as we all three tried to duck dive one wave.
I cannot believe you brought this
all three
up.
getting urchins popping up, and all of us just immediately breaking the surface, and all I hear from everyone is, "Oh,
dude,
urchins!" And we're all just screaming,
dude,
floating there, yelling about urchins.
First of all, this is the craziest thing. Like, to give perspective, this was actually nuts because the way that it bottomed us out, like the water basically just disappeared, and we went from duck diving to reef, like on the reef,
like trying to flatten out.
You know what's crazy, dude? We shot Emily's now last week episode 2 podcast yesterday. We were talking about this. I told her about this, about bottoming out yesterday. So yeah, dude, that was nuts. That was at Secret Spot. And it was really wedgy that day. It was a little bit bigger and kind of weird, but it was sick.
Was it Sam that got the urchins in his butt?
It was that trip, right?
Yeah.
So we were in Arecibo, and we were with Marley Puglielli and Gabe Kling.
Yeah, we went to Shallows.
Yeah, Shallows.
And it was big, and me and Marley paddled out. Me and Marley caught one wave each, and we're like,
dude,
that was not fun.
No, because it was drifty, and you guys were kind of all over the place. Dude, all right, I got another one for you. But what happened is there was a slab rock out there, right?
Yeah.
So on a flat rock, dude. Sam got sucked over the falls. He I don't know what happened, but he was doing a turn or something. He got stuck in the lip, and when it sucked him over, it drug his butt across the reef, dude. That night. I mean, bro, we literally had to pull urchins out of Sam's butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Dude, major love for the boys. But you have to, dude. I'm pretty sure the Thompson brothers, one of them got super messed up with urchins down there one time and had to go to the emergency room. So
yeah, you got to take them out because they're
poisonous if you have too many.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Sam got lucky. He only had 20 or 30. He had a bunch.
Can you imagine if you just slammed and just hit one flat on the inside of your thigh or something?
Bro, I just told this to Maddie. Imagine getting stuffed into a little pocket, a little cave, and it's all full of urchins, and your whole
Dude.
I saw a picture yesterday of a dog that got hit by a porcupine. And it's all the quills are sticking out, and that's what I was thinking of, dude.
Yeah.
You imagine, you'd be like,
oh
what do you even do?
You'd be stuck there on the bottom. You'd have to snap them all. They'd pin you to the bottom.
It'd be so brutal. That was a sick trip, dude. We got really fun waves. We shot a sick video. That was when I was working with Lava Core. Remember that?
Yeah.
We had brought down all these UV rash guards and toppers and stuff.
Yeah. And we went and surfed that left with Airwind in the afternoon.
Airwind.
So that's when we met Chispa.
Oh, I do remember that. Remember we went and he paddled out at that rock and got one wave and got that little almondy barrel.
Yeah.
That beautiful little
Yeah.
It's the only wave. It's one wave came in. You got it was a legit little crystal blue barrel.
Yeah. And then we we surfed the other wave.
Yeah, I remember that day. We were exploring. Was that the day that we saw Yagodora?
Yeah.
Was that the day?
That was all that same day.
Dude, we were talking about that last night in the contest.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yagodora had just gotten his window smashed and they had a red.
Yeah, dude.
Stolen out of their car.
Yagodora's crew was shooting something in PR where we were.
Yeah.
And they smashed his window and stole it. Dude, literally in the vicinity of where we were.
Yeah. We're at a wave that we were at earlier that we didn't surf.
Yeah. Super crazy. A bunch. Dude, remember Nikki Vicens was down there?
Yep.
And I ultimately made some kind of cool video, I think, for her.
Her and Sam.
Yeah, I can't remember. I made a cool video for Nikki. Nikki rips. Shout out to Nikki Vicens. Yeah. I love that girl. I haven't seen her in forever. But she's cool because she got me crazy opportunities and helped me in wild ways, dude. She had me do that Bethany Hamilton event twice with her where she got to play music. Was super cool. And then whenever she was in PR, I think twice we did videos with her. So yeah, man, that was cool getting to run into her. Actually, there's a photo of her at RC's, and it's 6 foot. She's doing, I think, a backside wispy snap. It's green water. Yeah. Do you remember I got a picture that day of Keckley doing just the gnarliest rap in the pocket? Yeah. I don't know. Side story. Nikki rips. Yeah. What else happened on this trip?
We jumped a very large subject we can't go too in depth with. but the Corona Pro.
Yeah, the Corona Pro. So the Corona Pro was legendary, dude. The Corona Pro, I had never been to the Corona Pro.
That was my first experience with the Corona Pro. I've gone back and done the event now a couple times, but that was my first experience and something I will never forget ever in my life.
Yeah, we can't share a lot of the details. Nothing like...
it was just...
Nothing inappropriate happened, but just a bunch of just like funny guy stuff happened.
Yeah,
and,
the whole town of Isabela and Aguadilla and Hobos, and stuff
no,
like
we went out partying and they all gather and like Tsunami's on the corner. There's like the beach restaurant.
There's like 6 bars that are in a strip, and it was literally when we were coming back, we had to hug behind the car and go through the crowd because there was so many people outside that like it was.
It's like people are part of the traffic. It was just full blown elbow to elbow. So like we're going around and we've been drinking and stuff, and we went into the bars and it was awesome, dude. Because like when I was younger, dude, I was like not down, and even to this day I get super sketched out going out into like drinking situations and like going out to parties and clubs. Like I do. When I was young, I made horrible decisions and like always got in like altercations and fist fights at parties when I was in like high school and stuff. So then when I got older and went to clubs, I had this like bad taste in my mouth. But I remember when I met you guys and I started going to do things with you guys, it was just so different. I was just literally having fun with these giant groms, and in Puerto Rico,
watching us try to talk to chicks just in English to Spanish barrier. Me and Sam.
You guys are not of age in the States, but you can drink in PR.
It was.
And so, dude, me and the Groms are just down there getting drunk in PR and having a good time, and we were just hanging out at Tsunami, and we were staying like right up the hill, so we go to our house, and then we would just surf all day, and dude, it was cool because like the Corona Pro is sick. Like it's a big circuit down there, and it's a big contest, so all the surfers come out. Everybody goes to middles and blows up, and then there's parties at night, and you get to see all the people, all the surfers partying. Yeah, dude, that was a really sick.
I didn't go. I went down there a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to do the last one they had before COVID started, and it was like super cool event, still same thing. I didn't go out and do anything because I was there for the contest, but it was like packed.
Yeah.
Whole entire, like, if you're going to try to drive down to the event, it's going to take you 5 hours to get down to Indicators.
Dang.
Like,
yeah, dude, because there's not, I mean, once you have that many people in that area.
Yeah, it just shuts down. There's only so
like Hobos, dude, like it gets so crazy over there when they have events and stuff because it's just one little tiny road in and out and that's it.
Yeah.
But let's fast forward. Puerto Rico was the first one, but then after that, me and you got the craziest opportunity. I started pitching bigger contracts, and I got the opportunity to say, okay, let's do a few trips with Logan. Logan's, new as far as the content goes. So let's go ahead and do 3 in a row. So we did. Do you remember the order? I'm pretty sure
I think it was. Well, you got to go by the time of the year. So Hawaii was last.
Well, PR was the first one. So that's November of 2014.
Yeah.
So 2015, dude, this is amazing. We're on point because 2015 was the big year. It was the big year that I pitched.
December?
No, we went for pipe, bro. So we went in December. So we went to. I remember we went to California in June for nationals and all that. We'll come back to it. Then we went to Nicaragua,
like late
August, and then we went to Hawaii in December. So we did California, Nicaragua, Hawaii in like 4 months, something like that, 5 months. And so California first. It was one of my first experiences. Like, dude, we were there for 13 days.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. And like here's the thing, dude. When I first started, I did not care about money to an extent that we went for 14 days to make a surf video.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do that, dude.
We went to the fair.
Bro, I had the money to go out to California and still have money. You know what I mean? I was like, the budget is me going home with like $500 and then all the rest is keeping us there for as long as we can go.
Yeah.
Like that's what the budget was.
Yeah.
And like literally I was like,
what we did. We went out there and just were like, all right.
We didn't have to be there.
This is how much it's going to cost to stay there. This is how much it's going to cost to eat. Let's go ahead and just do like, we're there, let's just do it. We were like, the whole time.
So dude, 2015, it's 2021 now. That's 6 years ago. I'm 29, so that was, I'm young, dude. I'm 22, 23.
Yeah.
Never really been anywhere, dude. So I'm tripping. I'm like, let's do it. If I'm making money and going, we're winning. So I was like, let's go for 2 weeks. We can shoot 20 videos. We can make with this and that. So bro, I remember that was when I first got a drone. Do you remember we went to the top of the hill when we first got there?
Island out there.
That was like the second or third day, but that
the
first
day we went
flight.
out there did the sunset.
I remember I was wearing your jacket because I was cold, and we
Yeah.
flew the freaking drone out and did a little flyaway. I did. You did give me your jacket. What a nice guy. I just remember that. I looked like a doofus in your jacket. That's what I remember. I remember looking at the clip and I was like, sick clip. I look like a donk.
Thanks.
Not you, me and your me and
Thanks. I'm glad you like my jacket.
Thanks for letting me wear it, dude.
Yeah.
I love California though. I mean, you love California.
California's fun.
You love California. You love lowers.
Lowers is fun.
Or actually,
no, dude.
No, you hate
If
lowers.
we go back, we got to go to Rincon.
Yeah,
I love that area.
dude. Remember,
Not
like,
as many people.
like what's your best and worst lowers memory?
My best one for lowers is probably that day that we went down there that it was cold and windy, but the wind was blowing into the right, and I remember doing a couple of crazy airs, landing one.
Not just on this trip, but just in his like.
Yeah, I mean, I've only surfed lowers a handful of times. I got it pretty fun one day. It was.
But that day we got the windy bulls was sick. You did it. You stopped a huge air.
Yeah,
some
that
big
day was
reps.
really fun. And there wasn't that many people out, and I remember the waves were really fun.
This video is called Borders on YouTube, so if you want to see what we're talking about, type in Borders, Logan Hayes, Ron Jon's, whatever on YouTube, it'll come up.
Worst memory I have at lowers is probably the first time I ever surfed lowers first session. Like, probably the first wave I ever caught there. Maybe second or third wave. There was a giant kelp patch. And I tried to go through the kelp patch. It's like 11. Yeah, you don't go through kelp patches. Dead stop.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I'm
feel like you
flying
could drown
down the
in it.
line on this wave, and then, like, the whole wave has like a big like line of kelp patch, and I like just like go through it like halfway up the face on like a 6-foot wave, and just dead stop when skipping off.
Dude,
like,
the kelp
body
was
slid
in the
down
wave?
The face. Yeah,
Ugh.
body slid down. It had drifted in from somewhere.
That's
Body
kinda- I don't like-
body
I don't
surfed
like
down
kelp
the
like
wave
that.
into the flats and went up and over at lowers at like 10 years old. Bounced off the cobblestones, like popped up, was like freaking out, tangled in kelp. Like,
Gnarly.
had never been in this before. Did not like that.
That scares me, dude. That screams great whites. Like, super sketchy,
There's
dude.
there's
Super
so many
sketchy.
more great whites in that area than people think.
Well, I asked you that because, like, I can, like, best memory at lowers. Like, I remember there was this day that I went, it was super sunny, and I was with Corey, and it was, like, June. Like, the June gloom was gone. There was no fog.
Yeah.
Eros was out.
I've had a couple of really fun days at
Do
Uppers.
you remember a
like
kid named Ethan Carlson?
Oh, I remember Ethan. Yeah.
So, yeah, he did. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in, I don't
Yeah.
even know. But,
I don't
yeah,
know
Ethan
what
Carlson
he's
was there. He used to blow up, dude.
Yeah, he ripped.
Kalani Robb was out, and
Yep.
Evan, but Kalani and me got to talking, and he followed me on Instagram for a little bit. I was tripping. He was commenting on some of my posts and stuff, and I was tripping because, like, do you remember the drive-through series?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
drive-through is where we found that wave that we started Puerto Rico.
Yes, dude. Was
That's
that
the first time I ever
was
saw
that on
that.
that trip, dude? Should we
That
talk?
last trip,
Dude? Me and Logan
found this crazy secret
and
wave that
Sam
nobody knows about.
Sam
too.
yeah, was on the trip, dude.
Everyone was all being weird, and I was like, "Screw everybody! I am piling out." And I piled out, and it was so fun.
I think the unofficial name is Mushroom Rock, and it's
Yeah.
just this random rock. And imagine like swell coming in, and then you've got like
Round
land.
island.
Like imagine like this is the like I don't even know, dude. The shore's here, and then this rock comes out.
Yeah.
And then you got this random little rock, and when the swell hits it, it breaks around the rock, comes through that channel along the wall, and then when it
swings like a
reconnects,
wedge.
and it freaking teepees into this triangle. It's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Gnarly reef there.
Yeah,
living
super
like
shallow,
coral
live,
heads.
like crazy coral heads.
Yeah, like sea fans, like it was nuts. But where were we? Back in California. So, so that was epic. I got to meet Colin Robb and all them. And then worst day, dude. Oh my gosh, dude.
Day
just
after.
like, dude, there's just so many, dude. Like, I got to be honest, lowers is brutal. I've had so many like gnarly walks and like days where we couldn't get dropped off and we were walking up the hill and I had everything. I remember one day I carried my backpack and one strap was tighter than the other and I didn't know. It was with Corey. And it like bunched my muscle up and it lumped up and Corey had to like literally untie this like pretzel in my arm.
Oh my God.
And then this is why I asked this whole question. I remember one day that we get to California. You remember you always try to get to your first session. You always try to get that one in that day. So we go to lowers. We get down there. Snowy forgot his wetsuit. So we're down at lowers, dude, and like
I did that.
we got dropped off. I don't know who dropped us, but like, yeah, it's dude. So he paddles out in his underwear. He literally goes out in his like spandex underwear, and this is Corey Howell. He paddles out in his spandex underwear. I don't think he even caught a wave, dude. And he was like purple. He was dying. So he on foot runs because what are you gonna do? Like we're there. Like we need to shoot. Like this sucks.
Yeah, you gotta get your suit.
So he runs all the way to get a suit.
Yeah.
All the way back. At this point, it's like getting dark. Waves are kind of, and like we get like maybe a clip. I don't even know if we got a clip. It was brutal. Yeah. It was super brutal.
I did that. I walked to Uppers with my dad and I left my wetsuit in the car in the parking lot. And we got down there and he's like, "Where's your suit?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, where's my suit?" He goes, "Huh." Just pointed back up the trail. He's like, "Go get it." And I was like,
I can seriously hear your dad saying that. I can see it.
Just pointing straight up the trail, just like, "Looks, go get it. Have fun."
You blew it.
Sitting down. It was like 1 in the afternoon. So we had time, but it was just like, damn. It was hot.
So California, in and out. All right, look, real quick. We got to speed up. We got like 20 minutes. So like,
We might have to pause. We might just have to pause and come back.
jump back into it.
Yeah.
So San Diego,
I was gonna say we need to talk about the Wave House.
dude. So, well, yeah, it wasn't Palm. It was Wave House.
Wave House.
Which is no longer there.
Yeah, I know.
Rest in peace, which is gnarly. Like I felt
Wave-
like these
Wave
guys had to be
House.
making money, dude. They were doing those crazy contests with the body surfers and stuff.
All right, so hang on. Let's go and dive into the story. I don't know how we finagled this.
Dude, I called.
Yeah,
So I
you
called and I
them,
said,
like a day ahead of time.
they
or
said
2 days.
yes, and sometimes I call people and I don't think they're gonna say yes.
Yeah.
And they do. This
Yeah.
was it. I was like, hey, I'm shooting a Ron Jon video. Got
Yeah.
this kid Logan Hayes here. We'd love to come do a session. If you guys could comp it, well, we'll put you in the video, put some logos and stuff. Like, okay.
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah.
Not only did they comp it, they gave us like 2 hours of private time before they ran some contest.
Yeah, there was a contest.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna like the contest starts at 1, and we were gonna do sessions for them, but like, don't worry, just you can have those. Just take like 2 hours." We got there like 9 a.m. and we did from like 9 to 11. Got out at 12.
Now let's talk clarity of what we're describing here. You know when you go on a cruise ship and you see the cool little thing where you get on the little board, you buckle it. Now imagine turning the water velocity up by 10, the amount of water up by 10, and then instead of like a cute little lump, you have a wall with a lip
7
and it
foot-
throws. It's
7
so
foot
much
throwing just
pit.
yeah.
It's throwing water so fast and so hard with that curve has nothing to do but pit. And when the water's running, mind you, it's like 2 inches of water. So you're just like standing in you're not moving. Like the wave's not moving. You're just freaking floating on water.
Yeah, you're
so
skipping.
I'm so excited, dude. Like in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna film this thing, but I'm gonna get so barreled. I'm gonna get the sickest shot for my Instagram.
It's gonna be insane,
Dude, I was like, I'm gonna get the deepest pit I've ever got, and it's gonna happen today, bro. You didn't do what you wanted to do. I know you did figure it out, but like, bro, I got beaten like it was someone's job. Like someone paid the machine to do something wrong to me.
In the video,
like,
there's a clip of me in the barrel just rolling. And they're just like I'm in a washing machine. The thing's just rolling me over and over.
because
and over.
it's pushing water so fast when you fall. It's kind of like when you fall water skiing or something and you skip. Like you're skipping on the freaking water. And the best part is when you get sucked over and then you literally get sucked over like again.
Yeah.
And like, dude, the most...
They were like, oh, if you get stuck, like there was literally a point where you would get stuck going up and over and coming back around and going up and over if you were in the wrong spot. And I remember that happened to me once, and I was like, holy shit, like I don't want to do this like 4 times.
Well, and the board,
yeah, I was
dude.
like, I don't want to do that again.
Get
like,
me out.
Yeah, get me out of this thing. I was
Well,
like, when are
dude,
you gonna
the
stop
end
me?
of that section, all of this is in that borders view. The end of that section,
God.
dude, when you get blasted, your baggies are like about to fall off your
Ripped down,
ass.
I'm just sliding on the ramp. I'm just like, I'm done. This is taking me away from this thing.
Dude, that thing was gnarly, but it was super sick. So
Remember how sore we were the next day?
Oh yeah, dude. Like, oh my
We didn't
gosh,
surf.
dude. No, it's funny. It's in the video. You call your dad. You're like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "How was the pool?" And you're like, "Dalton got worked." And it just cuts to the music. It's just me getting bodied, dude. And to end this, the one part that killed me is, mind you, we're in like a glass box and we're on San Diego boardwalk. Like people walk by. It's like, casual walking along the ocean, and we're in this little hamster cage, just like where you can
like
watch us through a
people
glass.
lined up just hanging out watching at all times. There's people sitting there watching.
Dude, and you would start on the front corner. So the waves here, oop, The wave is here. You'd stand up here and you'd like go into the wave.
Backside,
Dude,
too.
I stand up on one, instantly fall like 15 feet in front of the wave, and I get butt sucked across the platform and then up the wave. I do like a grind floater along the cresting barrel.
I was going to the back. It's like,
And then, dude, you get bodied, bro. Like, bodied. Like, I mean,
It was
insane.
bad.
Go watch it. That is literally such a watch, or such a watch.
I was
Such
worried
a
I
segment
was gonna
worth
fall,
watching.
and the board was going to come over and like tomahawk me or something.
You have one where the worst case scenario, board is behind, you go over first, and then the board comes behind you, and it almost hits you.
I did not want that one.
No, that could mess you up.
Yeah, that hits you in the head. You're not.
Such a watch.
This will end up in like quarter-inch water.
It's a bad thing about these podcasts. I can't delete my terrible English. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Moving forward, let's go ahead and talk about Nicaragua, dude, because Nicaragua is legendary. We've done it so many times, it's hard to condense it. But
Which one?
Which trip?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like this first, I'm talking about the one where we did all three. So not with Randy, like the first one. So I mean, like we've had a few, dude. Like the last one we did, the last one we did, we scored proper 6 to 8 foot, occasional 10 foot, nuking Colorados for like
what 4 days,
4 days,
5 days,
and like the last 2 days came together. That video is called Brain Fried. So go to YouTube, Brain Fried, NPI Productions, something like that. Absolutely some of the best waves and surfing we've ever documented for a surf trip.
Yeah, I vividly remember that trip getting a couple really, really ridiculous waves.
Dude, you got pictures. Like I've got a picture that I posted and it says I captioned it like below sea level, and you're literally like sucking below sea level.
Straight up and saying it's below sea level.
Fisher Grant got like the barrel of the trip, dude. That left keg with like the deep throaty spit. That was insane. And then, I mean, Randy got an insane left.
I got that long, super pretty blue one that was perfect.
I know. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Never mind. You got the perfect 10.
Yeah, like
so Fisher got the throaty, burly, gnarly drop of the trip. You got the barrel of the beauty. Like Logan literally got this wave that you would dream about. It's a right hander. You can see. You know when you can see the shoulder feather off, and you just know that if you make the drop, you're gonna make it. That was it. He stands up, pitted, spit out, does like a lazy, steezy kind of cut back, and then you just hear a couple people claim it and holler on the beach. It was awesome. So yeah, dude, that trip was sick. We brought Mark Walsh down there, and crazy thing. Side note, I hate to deviate, but like, dude, I saw a picture of us from that trip. I was so thin at the time. That was before my life kind of split roads. I was not working out or anything. I was kind of thin as a stick. I wasn't surfing that often, and I just bring it up because I see that picture, and I love that trip and I love the picture, but I see it and it's a reminder. You know what I mean? Because I remember at that time being on that trip and thinking like, all was good in the hood. Life was perfect.
Randy's actually in Florida right now.
Is he?
Yeah, I just remember that.
No way.
He's in Smyrna.
You should
sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's just a reminder of how much things change, you know?
Yeah.
And that, you know, you can be somewhere where you think you're in a good place. We were talking about this today. I thought I was in such a great place during that trip. And I look back on it, dude, my body was thin. You could see my ribs. I had no weight to me. I remember, dude, I wasn't eating well on that trip because it's such like anxiety and stuff. So yeah, dude, it's just crazy how much things grow and change. Yeah, dude, good people, good friends. Logan, you've helped me a lot. We're not even going to get into the gory stuff, but all the growth I talk about, this guy was a huge part of that. So transitioning back, transitioning back to, I guess, what would be our first trip to Nicaragua. I do remember, but I don't remember, like, was that the one? Like, because dude, I've been there so many freaking times. I've gone to Mag Rock every time with Corey.
Twice.
Huh?
Colorado's and Mag Rock. That's the only time I've ever been.
So but which trip was that? I'm like,
Mag Rock was the first one.
I know, but I've been with Corey like 5. So what happened? Who was there? Like
Manny was there.
Oh, scratch that. Totally remember. The one with Manny.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I've been there like 10 times now, but the one with Manny, that was one of the best ones ever, bro.
That whole trip was so fun.
Magnific Rock, Nicaragua. Corey got dialed in with this place early on with Sam Duggan, and they had just built the new condos, like extended condos, bro.
Penthouse
dude, he got the
Corel. One of a kind.
Dude, he got this like penthouse condo, and like, dude, I remember that was when they had the big party, right?
Yeah.
They had a huge
The
party at
15-year
Mag Rock.
party.
The 15-year party.
The whole hotel sold out.
Yep.
And there was literally, I remember coming back from dinner, and there was a 2-mile line of parked cars down the road. And the whole time we were coming back, we were in the back of a truck.
We were with Frank.
He's driving us back up to Mag Rock, and like we're just driving through people the whole time. They're all walking to our hotel in this cliff, and I just remember driving the road, and I'm just being the whole time going, "Oh my god," over and over to myself. There's just like 8-10 groups of people.
And dude, Mag Rock is dope because it's on a point. Like when you're coming up the road, you're going up, and like, dude, the restaurant,
like Cliff Point,
it's a
peninsula thing,
300-degree view, like almost full view over the ocean, the coastline from Santana's to Popoyo.
Yeah,
and you can see the
outer reef of Popoyo's right leg, dude. It's so cool.
And remember that night they did fireworks off the rock of Mag Rock, and then the gnarliest lightning storm went on for hours off the coast, and we were on the roof of the undeveloped. Dude, remember we were going up the ladder? It was like, dude,
I remember the
sketchiest. Dude, somebody made that. Somebody made that ladder.
This ladder. Me and Dalton and a couple of other people are all going up and down this ladder on the roof, watching the lightning storm, going back into the room, going to the party, coming back out,
over and over. And dude, you know why? It's because we were checking the time lapse.
Yeah,
that's what we were doing.
You stuck your Nikon on the camera at one of the busiest nights that hotel's ever seen in the middle of Nicaragua.
Yeah,
and we left it up there like.
Dude, I just remember laying on my back though that night and looking at the stars and the lightning. Like you could see the Milky Way. It was so clear. You know, dude, moments like that, bro. And I hate to deviate. I'm gonna give you one more. You remember that moment where me and you were surfing Gringos? Our little wave right next to Hobos with the sunset. And I had the GoPro and I give you a dab. It's in a video. And it looks cool in the video, but it's such a moment because it was real. Like me and you were like,
nobody understands how insane that sunset. That whole session,
dude. Everybody was surfing over at like the rock at Hobos, and so we moved inside and to the right, and we called it Gringos. It was this little sandbar reef that was popping up, and dude, it was only me and you for like 90 minutes to 2 hours. Like
but then we surfed it the next morning too. Remember?
I know.
Yeah, it was like bowling and like same size. It was one longboarder out.
Dude, that was such a sick trip.
So
into the third part of the trifecta, Hawaii, because Nicaragua, you got to go watch the Borders video. This is all the same video.
Borders, Nica, Cali,
Hawaii.
You'll see.
Or actually, no.
Hawaii isn't it?
Borders is only Nicaragua and California. So go watch that, and like, dude, like. The bugs when we tried to kill the spiders. Go watch the video. I don't want to blow the whole video.
The fight isn't in there, but we got to talk about the Nicaraguan guy fight that we saw. On the beach.
Dude, I'm saying, bro,
the worst fist fight I've ever seen in my entire life from two grown men.
I just burped, so I hope you guys didn't hear that. I'm standing on the beach and I see all kinds of. Dude, I see crabs fighting over cigarette butts. I see like sharks jump right next to you guys. And this day I see like there's this sketchy little pavilion at Santana's and like all the drug dealers and stuff kind of like just meet up there.
Yeah.
So I'm off to the side, bro, just minding my freaking business. And then these guys start arguing and pushing each other and swinging. And like he said, the worst fist fight you've ever seen. Like it was like
pulling each other and like
missing,
trying to do this, but they're like missing by like a foot and a half on either side of them as they're trying to hit each other.
It was like a 90-second fight where nobody made any contact.
I think there was 2 punches landed.
Dude, they were definitely drunk. I'm watching this and I'm just like, this is Nicaragua.
We're in the water. And
we're
looking at
Diacachimba.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
One of them had just taken a picture of us when we got off the truck too, remember? Frank dropped us off and he came walking over right when we got off the truck. Yeah. We all took a giant photo with him.
Dude, I know. Dude.
Then he was a part of the fist fight like 20 minutes later.
I know, and like didn't someone have a rock? Like someone's gonna like throw a rock. Like, dude, someone had a rock.
It was so bad.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. Cammy says hi. I've got to go to the surgeon here soon, so we got a few more minutes, and we'll do. Yeah, we can do that. We can just pick back up on it. So we'll keep going for another 5 minutes. Let's talk Hawaii. We got time to fit Hawaii in here. So Hawaii, I had never been. You had never been. It was super exciting. It was new. I remember it was the tail end of this big budget year. I remember going from 2014 to 15 when I got approval on these 3 trips. I was so excited because it ended with Hawaii. Yeah. And we were there December 8th through December 20th. And we were there for 12 days.
Yep.
And that was literally the entire waiting period for Pipe Masters to the day.
Which was really cool.
But
in hindsight, I'm never doing that again because I'm never going to Hawaii during the Pipe Masters.
Unless you're going there to strictly watch the Pipe Masters.
Yeah, unless I'm going to be there for a week and a half on either side. Other than that, I'm going like March.
Because every pro surfer was on the North Shore. Every pro surfer in the world was on the North Shore, which, mind you, is a 7-mile miracle.
Yeah, it was.
You think there's a lot of surfers in Brevard County. Dude, it was nuts. Like, everyone. Which, it was cool. It had its...
It had its... You try to get away off of it. Rock piles.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
No, dude. Like, I got some cool clips, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The waves are pumping for the whole contest.
Another video for you guys. YouTube, Pipe Masters 2015 NPI Productions. Search that on YouTube. We made a recap from the event. We got to watch it. That was really cool.
That was when I got the 2-way fold down. Remember that?
I do, bro, and that's really heavy. Like, and it was
nice.
like,
I forgot about that.
It was like small to mid-size, medium-size. Like, yeah, and you got
Florida did like 8 to 10 occasional 12 foot. Like, it was good size pipe backdoor right after the contest one day, and I took that one wave and I forget what happened. I was in the barrel and something like a photographer flash went.
Yeah, it was dude. It was like weird though. You didn't really get any perfect days or moments. No. Like you were fighting either the crowd or the conditions or something. But we, dude, let's talk about what the hell happened before the dang trip, bro. Because we're about to go, and my friend was gonna let us stay there for free, and all we had to do is get a rental car after he had to go somewhere because he was gonna drive us around and everything, dude. When you make plans like that, you don't really touch base until it's time to go. And I didn't think about things changing. So like 8 months go by, 10 months go by, call him like a month before. He's like, yeah, dude, I moved. He's like, I'm back in the States now. I'm in Florida. So I'm like, dude, we don't have budget money for a place in Hawaii for 12 days. I was like, are you kidding me? During the Triple Crown. So, bro, it was so bad. I called places, and it wasn't even about money. It was about availability. And they literally said, someone repeated to me, like, so you're looking for a place 2 weeks out from the Triple Crown, during the Triple Crown, on the North Shore? I said, yes. And they were like, they laughed at me. And so craziest thing happens. I get on the phone with some lady. They have a condo complex in Makaha, which is on the
west side.
Was it west side?
Yeah,
it was on the west side of Oahu. Yeah. It's on the other it's on the other side of Kaina Point. So it's kind of the local side. So North Shore is going to be local, but it's more okay to surf there just across the board as long as you obey the rules. The east side and the west side are like kind of like forbidden secrets, and then the South Shore is like Honolulu and everything. And that's usually a little bit better. Yeah, so you're good there. So we're over on the west side, looking at places on the internet, and I find this condo, but everything's sold out. So I call and get on the phone with this lady, and I'm begging her, and I'm like, please. She's like, I have one tenant that does not rent, but I know they're not home for like a month or two. Let me see if they'd be interested. And so this lady got these people that do not rent to agree to rent to us, like unverified, dude, like off the map, off the Richter, dude. Like I can't even. So we scored. So it was an hour. Maybe an hour and 15-minute drive to the North Shore. Yeah. So we'd have to drive. The crappy thing was like Kaina Point's like this. The North Shore is all over here.
It was maybe 15 miles, but we had to go all the way around the whole mountain.
As the bird flies, it would have been 10 minutes. But we had to go around the entire mountain through Honolulu, back up through the exits. And so
I remember running into traffic on the highway in the dark.
Yeah, dude.
I was just sitting there like, how is this possible? I'm like, it's 5:30 in the morning. We were in stop and go traffic for like 6 miles.
Yeah, super brutal, dude. But it was fun. It was cool staying on the other side, but it was hairy. So Makaha and everything's really local. So we were dancing with the devil, and some people told me that. Yeah. And, you know, we were body surfing at Makaha. That's okay. Makaha is a really big wave, kind of like Waimea Bay.
Yeah.
And then on the inside gets cool shore breaks, so we took some pictures there.
Yeah.
But what got us into some heated grounds, I'm not even going to say the name of the spot, but there's a spot there that, you know, is in the region of the point, and I guess you got word of it through somebody told us about the spot.
We just drove down there. That was the lucky thing. We just stumbled upon it. Like we're just like driving around. We're like, oh wow, this place is cool.
It's kind of obvious. Like it's kind of obvious to go where we went and we just happened
as a
to
surfer,
see.
that's the first place we're going to check.
That's all we'll say.
Yeah.
But we saw potential. We saw some frothy rights. So, we came back. And long story short, we found out that it was like a vibey local spot.
Yeah.
And
After the fact.
After the fact, you're right. Because the front was when we posted the video. So,
well, kind of when we were there, but like after the fact is when we found out the severity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We didn't really know the severity of the spot because we thought it was more or less, be careful. But this was like literally you should not surf there unless you're ready for some
with
turbulence.
Or it was just a spot that like was protected.
So, and it makes sense. It's close to the smaller town. So, long story short, we decide we're gonna get on it wicked early. First light, be there at dark. So we get there at dark. Logan's in his Hawaii video, YouTube. You can search Logan Hayes Hawaii MPI Productions. They'll come up. You see this last scene in the video where he's got his beanie on. It's like kind of first light. He's looking out. And he's waxing his board. That was the session. He paddles out. I think you got 3 or 4 waves.
3 or 4 waves, and all of them like spit out of barrels.
Yeah, like I don't think you missed a barrel. No. You got one that was like a little tiny cover up, one that was a proper thick deep barrel, like an in between runner. But what happened is a guy came in, came in. He pulled up in the car, and it's kind of like a cul-de-sac, like right where I was at. And so he pulls up, and they holler at me, like they whistle, and they're like telling me to leave, and I'm like, don't really think anything of it. Like I'm not gonna just leave Logan. So just mind my business.
At the same time, I'm kind of getting weird vibes in the lineup from the was 2, then it turned into 5.
Was there anybody out when you went out?
There was one guy paddled out right with me when I paddled out. Another guy paddled out like 20 minutes later. And then, like, right when you started having stuff happen on the beach, like, 3 people had just paddled out, like, solo at a time.
Yeah,
a couple minutes apart. So there was 5 people in the lineup now, including me, or not including me. And then you started getting stuff on the beach, and I was getting, like, really weird, like...
Yeah, dude, like, the tension was building.
I could just see the, like, water starting to boil, and I was just like, all right, like, kind of, like...
Well, I'm glad you came in when you did, because...
a wave in off the inside.
I'm trying to, like, diffuse the situation, and there's 2 guys, and they've gotten out of the car at this point. One is being pretty chill, kind of. Understand. The other one was like straight up wanted to fist fight, like it was serious. And so I walked up with the camera to the nicer guy and was like, and they were kind of shook because I approached them, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I don't want any problems. I'm shooting this a specific way. I'm not telling people where I'm at. I'm not showing any identifying features of location. I get what you're saying, but I'm not gonna, I'm out." And he was cool, dude. He was like, "Bro, get out of here. Drop the camera. Grab a board. Come back and surf. You're good." Like he told me that, and that felt like such a Hawaii response, to be frank. And I liked that.
Like, cool deal.
But dude, right down the road, like later that day or the next day, we're just riding, cruising in the afternoon, got some groceries and stuff, and we saw this gnarly shore break, the craziest shore break I've ever wanted to go in. Like I've seen Waimea death break and stuff, but I'm talking like wanted to get in. You remember? And like we're looking at it, and like you wanted to go, and I was really not sure because dude, it's like square, bro. 8
foot shore break, like
shore break.
Square, scary.
Shore break.
Like when the sets were coming, I was like, I'm going out. I don't want
to
any
part
of
he wanted to surf the like outer parts of it. So we're like about to like not go, and then these like group of Hawaiian guys, they're playing stick figure or Revolution, and I'm like, Logan.
I think it was Revolution. We were like, hey, you know them? We like walked over and started talking to them.
And the dude, I was like, yeah, I don't know, and they're like, oh, we know you're coming out with us.
Yeah, like here's a boogie board. I remember they gave me here's you a boogie board. They're like, here you go.
Guy gave me fins because I don't think I had my actual fins. And dude, we go out and big Hawaiian guy, tattoos. He looks like The Rock, dude.
Yeah.
And he's got his GoPro and he's filming all of his buddies. So he's me, Hawaiian style, and he's like filming his buddies body surfing. And dude, I'm super uncomfortable because it's like really big, and it goes from like where you can stand to where you can't stand. You're not far out, but dude, it's just so much pressure in one spot. So I'm watching these things come in, and I'm waiting for the big one that I know is going to come, and then a big one comes, and I don't really know what to do, and I try to go towards it to get under it, because my theory usually when I'm swimming is I can go way, way, way deep, and I get under it to an extent. So dude is like watching me swim forward, grabs my arm and pulls me back. He's like, "No, swim back."
No.
So we kick back towards the shore. This thing loads, and bro, I mean, just the biggest whitewater explosion. But it had time to detonate and feather off a little bit. We got mowed, but not apparently his mode is
As bad as you would have tried. As bad.
He
It's
knew.
better than having the lip land on your head than it is.
Yeah. He knew we were in for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, the rest of the trip was pretty average. We got fun waves. We surfed Honolulu and did the longboards. We did a little bit of shore break action at Sandy's where Clark Little does all his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a great trip, dude. I mean, it was awesome. We got to watch Gabriel Medina win the world title.
Which would have been somebody else, but it was super cool.
Me and Logan got to see history there, and Julian Wilson got the craziest. Yeah, it was the first Brazilian world title ever. Julian won the Pipe Masters, and he was on fire. So was Gabriel. That was one of the craziest finals.
That was super cool.
We got fun waves.
I watched it from off the wall. I was surfing off the wall while the finals were going on.
Yeah, dude, and like we were shooting a little bit more towards. Pretty much backdoor, shooting into backdoor because it was more backdoor than it was pipe. But then pipe turned on for the finals, and dude, it was super sick. We got to see an amazing contest. We got to get a lot of like.
Got your hand at Reef's house. That was super cool. I still keep watching him.
So Reef McIntosh, legendary surfer, North Shore icon. North Shore icon literally, welcomed me and Logan into the Quicksilver house, and we had to watch part of the Pipe Masters from the Quicksilver house, and we were sitting there with Fred Patacia and not Peter Mel, but we did see Peter Mel that trip, but who is it? He's older than Peter Mel, and he freaking rips.
Australian surfer. Older guy.
Yeah. I got a picture of him walking out. I don't know why I can't remember right now. But we saw everybody. Yeah. We saw Jamie O'Brien. Yeah. We saw Kelly. Yeah. We saw, and I'm talking like outside of the event. We got to see so much cool stuff in surfing. Yeah. And we explored. The Dole Pineapple Farm was legendary.
That was super cool. I was just saying earlier, the pineapple juice. I missed that. How good that
we got gallons of the pineapple juice. We would hit the market. The market with the pokey, bro. Yeah. Logan would get just like a jug of this tuna. Bro, that was one of the best trips, man, and like that kind of set the pace. That was like I haven't been to Hawaii since, so
our house we stayed in the whole time was super nice too.
Dude.
Backed out to the mountain. We opened the back doors, it was a mountain.
We stayed in a bowl, and we had the electric skateboards, and we would ride the electric skateboards.
I remember we went up the trail that day. Yeah, you bombed underneath the chain,
going like 50 miles an hour. I need to put that on the internet again. Like I literally. I could have gotten decapitated.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go. I've got to get an MRI. We're going to resume this podcast, and what I'm going to do is a nifty little, I've got one hand, so you got to give me a high five. Boom. All right, we are back. That was a good 2-hour session going to get an MRI on my thumb, which this is actually really bad news. I have broken a piece of my thumb bone, like up here at the joint. And today they did an MRI, which I'm assuming MRI is all muscle and tissue, right?
You get to see everything.
So
they can go through the bone, they can go through everything, like, and it does the whole, like, they can choose sections and just
really?
Look through the whole. Yeah.
So
that's how they figure out where like tears are with ligaments and all kinds of stuff.
I did this like a month ago, and you can relate. You remember?
What, MRIs?
No, dude, your finger.
Oh, my finger. Yeah.
Fixed. So.
Oh yeah.
2015, 16, I think it was 2016.
2016, yeah.
We did Stoke season 3.
We were talking about this earlier too.
Yeah, I know.
Still one of probably the most gangster things that we have done.
What, the slip and slide?
Yeah.
So when I did Stoke, the first season was just kind of happened. Second season was intentional. It was pretty cool. We added like skateboarding stuff. Season 3, I was like, we're making this gangster. I was like, we're going to make 10 episodes, map it out. So yeah, we did like Colorado, Puerto Rico, all the usual suspects. But I don't know where it came from, but was it you?
Yeah.
Was it your idea?
I was like, let's do a slip and slide one.
Like the ultimate slip and slide.
Yeah.
So you did warn against the Banshee bungees, but I went ahead and did it anyways.
I told Dalton they were really sketchy, and I mean they work really well, but they're just sketch, and it's a lot like not as fun as it. Like it's a process to pull that thing back and let it go, and it's gnarly.
Yeah, like I got 2 of them too.
Yeah.
So when I bought those, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. He got like, I don't know, 30 girls and 10 dudes to go meet us at whatever that beach is called.
Yeah, that little hole. It's a little hole in the wall through the trees.
It's just in Vero. It's just some literally hole in the wall in the trees. Yeah. So We pull up. We went the day before to Lowe's. We bought plastic tarp, blue buckets, soap. We brought the bungee cords. We got an anchor. We got everything. We had Kadeem taking photos, David flying the drone. We had the whole gang. Like we literally had what, like 30, 40 people?
Probably I think there was like 30 of us in total. It started out with like me, you, I think Matt, Santo, and one other
We didn't have a lot
person.
of people. We dug that whole thing out.
4 in the morning, including like me, you, Tristan. Tristan was there, right?
Yeah, Tristan
and Kadeem. I think Kadeem showed up late, but we had like 10 people starting in the morning to set up. We set up for like an hour, and then like probably 10 or 15 the girls showed up,
but everything was wrong. Like, we did it with the wrong tide.
Yeah,
we did it with the wrong tide. We set the ramp up, and as it was going low tide, we had to cover more distance. Dude, everybody got hurt.
It started bottoming out to where like the gap started like getting longer and longer and longer from the ramp that we had built.
We were literally, we set ourselves up from disaster. From the start of when we started actually launching people, it was already too far.
Yeah.
And too shallow.
Yeah.
It was bad.
2 of my buddies flew off and landed in the sand. One of them broke their ribs. I broke my hand. Like,
so that's the whole point. But what happened? Did it like sling and hit you, or?
So Matt went first. Matt got launched and landed on dry sand, broke his ribs. I laughed at him, grabbed the handle second. Everyone was walking it back, and like I had it in my hands, and I was like, oh, like I don't really have it, like, and then everyone was just like 3, 2, 1, let go, and they let go, and like I didn't have it that well in my hands, like the way it was gripped, and like nothing was ready, and it just ripped straight out of my hands, and it just like straightened my fingers, I guess, with such force that it.
This is on YouTube. Type in stoke with a 3 instead of an E.
Yeah.
I think just slip and slide, like ultimate slip and slide.
Yeah.
Dude, it was savage.
We should have done a whole second part about that.
We should have done something with raw footage to actually show how like out of control it was.
Yeah.
Because there's like a clip in the video where Kadeem is running by and you hear somebody, like one of the girls, let go of the rope, and just the sound it makes is frightening. It would take someone's arm off.
It was a blast, and we had a blast, but it was really sketchy. And
let's talk about your finger, dude. So your finger, you didn't even get checked for like a month, 2 weeks?
I think it was like 3 weeks, yeah. So I like immediately knew something was wrong with my hand. First pull of the morning, I was like, wow, this sucks. All day long, my hand's all swollen. I think I just like
push through it.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, I'll be fine. Like, I thought I just like broke my finger or like jammed it really bad. I was like, it's just swollen, like it'll go away. I go all day long, whatever. I surf like a couple days later. About 2 weeks go by of me like surfing, fishing, but at this point I've got it wrapped up and I've got it splinted onto another finger. And I'm like, wow, this thing really isn't getting any like better. And I mean, I'm talking the inside of my hand is like black and blue. The top of my hand's like a little bit black. And I'm like, it's really like bruised still. And like a couple of my buddies, Jack and Eddie, pulled up to my house and they were like, all right, like my buddy was going through EMT school. And they were like some of my best friends. Well, they were like, but they didn't know about it. They would mess with me about it and stuff. And they're like, have you gone to the doctor yet? And I was like, no. And they're like, all right, you're going to the doctor. And literally like made me go to the doctor, like took me to the doctor, dropped me off. And I remember getting an x-ray and, like, telling the nurse what's going on, how long it's been. And she's, like, giving me these looks like, you didn't come in yet? Like, all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I thought it would just heal itself. And we go into the x-ray room and we take the x-ray. And I will never forget the lady screaming, holy crap. Yeah. And I was like, oh, God. I was like, what? She's like, oh, you're getting surgery. Like, right away.
Dang,
the second I took the x-ray. And I was like, sweet.
Because the way you broke your finger was long ways and slanted to where your finger, actually, the bone shifted towards each other.
It broke diagonally through the bone, so it made a ramp. So, like, over time, it just, like, shifted to where they were sitting like that. Like.
So I did the same thing. I bent my finger backwards surfing. I stood up on my board, and it bent back, and I was like, man, that hurt. And what the really ironic part is in the water, I'm like, oh, man, I remember when I was younger how bad that sucked. Like bending my finger. It's like, oh, I'm so glad it wasn't worse.
Yeah.
I said that in the water. And then it just, dude, day after day, eventually I was like, man, this thing's just not getting better. This is weird. And, but dude, I remember telling myself, like, dude, don't be a wuss, bro. You're just your thumb. Just like, it's just your thumb, dude. And like, I'm not kidding. Like, now that I know, because he drew me a picture, and like just visualizing what he drew now, all the things I've been doing over the last month. Oh my gosh, dude!
That's what.
And like just this, dude, I've got the iPhone Plus, so like just that stretch, because what I heard is this right here. So like
scratching up the touch
all
screen?
of that, because I heard it this way, like this got bent back, so
Yeah.
I broke this knuckle, and then to what we found out or are gonna find out from the MRI is if I tore, I guess, the muscle or the ligament.
Yeah.
So, dude, that machine they put me in today was nuts. Absolutely nuts. So when we left here, Logan had to sit in the car, and they didn't tell me anything, bro. He's like, do you have to pee? Or he's like, do you have to go to the bathroom? I'm like, no, I'm good. And he's like, okay. So we go in there. Dude, it looks like, I don't know if you've seen the movie The 100. Like, it looks like I'm going to space. Like, it's this giant, long, white machine. I'm like, what? I was like, man, I can't imagine getting in that. I was like, I must just sit next to it in a chair and put my arm in it. He's like, okay, go ahead and lay down. So I lay down on this thing, and he's like, I look at the headphones. I'm like, oh, people must lay here for a while sometimes. That'd be weird. And then he's like, all right, what kind of music you want to listen to? I was like, he's like, yeah, this is going to take like 20 minutes, sometimes longer. He's like, depends on the machine. Because I guess it depends on, I don't know. So pushes me in this thing, and I lay down on my belly, and it just sucks me in. And my hand is in front of me in a smaller circle. And I'm just sitting in there listening to this terrible YouTube music. And I have no idea how long I'm going to be in there. I have no idea what this is even doing. And yeah, it was brutal, bro. Yeah. I literally thought I was going to walk in there, put my hand in a little thing, and walk back out.
I was sitting in the car and I was like, he told me to take 10 minutes. That's all I kept saying to myself.
I've never had that done before. I thought I've had it.
He literally was like, oh, in 15 minutes, I'll show up, takes 10 minutes of paperwork, be in there for 10 minutes, I'll be out. Like, an hour later, Dalton comes, like, strolling out, like, looking at me, like, oh, we're done. I'm like, God.
Yeah. All right, let's get back into it. Let's check our list here. So, life hurdles. What do you know at the top? Injuries. So, speaking of injuries, did you ever have any, like, when you were really pushing with your surfing and stuff, injuries suck. So, did you ever get hurt or have anything that threw you off?
I had a couple times. Nothing major, thankfully. I had one high ankle sprain. I'm guessing it was a high ankle sprain. I don't know. I never went. I'm really bad about going to the doctor. I never went to the doctor with it, and it bothered me for like, I think, 3 months. I had to wear an ankle brace when I surfed because it hurt so bad, and I was like, by the third month, I was like, wow, like I probably should have gone to the doctor. Like this is still going on.
So you've never had like a major.
I
knees
partially.
or...
I tore my ACL in half, my MCL in half, and my LCL in half.
That's
but
major.
None of them tore completely, and they weren't literally all in half, but like one was at like 65, one was at like 40, like percentages of completion, and it was like, oh, but I didn't have to get surgery on any of them. I just had to be in a brace for like 2 months, and then it was fine.
Dude, you got lucky. I mean, no offense, but you're like, you do big airs and just stomp stuff and surprised.
Yeah.
Well,
I've done that twice, so the second time I did my knee, I did it playing spike ball on the beach.
Did you?
Yeah, I was pissed.
Well, let's talk losses. Losses is a huge thing. Everybody loses, and you're a pretty stoked dude.
Yeah.
Seriously. You've always got a positive attitude, and I've seen you in all kinds of situations. So what do you do? What do you tell other people, especially kids that, compete? It sucks. And especially surfing, it's hard. It's a little bit more like a one-man sport. So, what was it like, and how do you get through it?
Losses always suck. There's no good way to ever get through one.
Yeah.
A really funny thing that my dad actually always says is there's only one winner. It's like he goes, doesn't matter if you lose in the third round, doesn't matter if you lose the first round, doesn't matter if you get fifth. He's like, there's only one first place. Yeah. Other than first place, everyone else is in the same boat you are.
Yeah.
That's what everyone is going for, is first place. People might be excited and happy with second, but they didn't go into that going, I want to get second.
Yeah.
Everyone goes into it saying first. So everyone is disappointed and everyone is let down. It might be in different ways. Like if I flew to Hawaii and lost first round, I'd be pretty angry as opposed to if I flew to Hawaii and made it to semis and lost. But at that point, it changes because, all right, I flew all this way and I got so close. So it's like, then you're getting that added, like, I was almost there. I almost did what I came here to do. Or, sometimes if it doesn't go your way, you lose first round. You're like, damn. But you're like, I guess it's better to lose now than it would be to go all the way, all 5 days, sitting around waiting, stressed out, and then lose.
Well, and it goes both ways. So you could tear it 1,000 different ways
Yeah.
based on what round, how far you travel, the points.
Yeah.
Ultimately, though, how do you competitively and spiritually keep the drive going with a loss?
Forget about it.
Just keep moving. Just
Yeah.
don't even put it in your chamber.
Yeah. There's going to be thousands and thousands of them.
So do you think it makes it more real when you put it at the forefront? Meaning a
Well,
loss is a loss, but in my world, and I've seen it a lot, when someone loses, the loss is there, but the worry about it and everything that follows it is worse than the actual loss itself.
You usually stress yourself out and make it worse than it actually is. When you sit there and think about a loss and go over it in your head and think about 10 different things that you were doing where you should have done wrong or right or whatever, like, you need to do that.
To an extent.
To an extent. You need to also go, all right, I've evaluated every second of that heat. Every second of that day. I know what I need to change. Put it in the back of your mind.
And knowing that line is an important thing, too.
Yeah. If you sit there and overanalyze for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just going over the same thing, just driving it in your head.
You'll drive yourself insane.
Yeah. What you did
and
wrong.
You'll ruin
it's next time you get in that situation,
overanalyzing,
the first thing that's going to pop up is that moment, and you're going to go, oh, and it's going to mess you up.
Yeah. Overanalyzing on the whole is a bad thing.
Yeah.
And, I am an overthinker. Everybody that knows me knows that. But, having the ability, but it's such a fragile line. Because think about people that don't analyze anything and they just do and don't think. It's reckless.
You can't take nothing from it. You have to learn from it.
It's such as life. And I was talking to Emily Zeck about this, and I was saying, how strange is it to be in a world where you are told to be the best, dude. Push, be the best, go the farthest you can go. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, make personal time, take care of your health, make time for family.
Yeah.
It's contradicting statements, and that balance is hard.
It's hard.
To push yourself, but not too fast,
Like that's what a lot of people struggle with, is finding that balance.
Dude.
The best in the world are the people that can find that balance.
100%. 100%.
You have to be able to find that balance of putting every single minute and every single moment you can into what you want to do, but also be able to flip that off and be done with it.
And have multiple channels, because think about it, dude. I guarantee you there's a lot of athletes that are the best athletes in the world, just savages.
Yeah.
But they suck at relationships.
Yep. Yeah.
Guarantee you there's plenty of them. You know why? And I was telling Madison this. Tell me what you think about this. People with a lot of talent or something special.
Sorry.
The dogs are saying hello.
Yeah, the dog.
People with a lot of talent or something really special, I don't want to name drop anyone, but someone with a lot of talent or a lot of money, or they're really good at some form of business, their sins are not looked upon. They're not as frowned upon.
Yeah.
Because it's oh, that's what they do to be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not just their sins, I'm talking about their flaws, everything. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, I feel like regardless of how good you are at something, you got to just, have that balance and know that you're going to have a day where your career, your sport, whatever, isn't the only thing that matters. Yeah. And you have to water all your lawns simultaneously. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right, let's talk about one more. Chasing the Stoke. You are the Grom Lord. You guys have heard me call him the Grom Lord a lot. What that means is that he is like a Grom. I wonder what the internet is going to tell us. What is it? What is it going to say? Because I always tell people a Grom is a young, I would say surfer, but a Grom could be a non-surfer.
But there's no age to it or anything. It's just like
Grommet is frequently abbreviated to Grom and refers to the young participant under the age of around 18 that participates in the sport of surfing. But I would say it's just a sport.
It's a classification of a person.
Yeah, or not. You don't have to do a sport. There's all kinds of Groms. So I don't know. A Grom is excited. Think about when you go to the beach. And maybe some of you guys don't know what this is like, but you go down to Paradise, you see all the kids getting their freaking tiny little 4-foot surfboards, and they're all frothed out, excited, running up.
Yelling, running.
Those are Groms, right? And, there could be Groms of all sizes. Hunter from Innoboard, that is a gigantic Grom. That dude, Hunter is a giant Grom. You are a giant Grom. So, how do you keep the forever stoke, the Grom stoke alive? every day? Because
I
you're a
just
frothed
don't
out kid,
let myself get stressed out. I get stressed out, and then I just am like, okay, well, time to go do something. Like, I don't know. I live my life differently than a lot of people. A lot of people will create a list saying everything they need to do that day, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I'll wake up, I'll wake up in the morning, go, all right, I'm going to go fish, come back from fishing, knock out 10 things, come back and do that, get whatever I need to get done with it within the day, and then I'll be like, okay, cool, what can I go do now? Oh, look, it's 9:30, tide changed. Okay, we're going to go do this now. And it's like, I don't give myself time to sit around or be bored or do anything. Like, the second I start to get bored, the second I start to, like, lose interest in something, like, or honestly, the second I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, what are we doing today that's cool and fun?
Well, like,
and,
dude, whenever we're doing anything and Logan's there, you're just stoked. Like,
yeah, I just make the best out of every situation.
Like, whenever we go on trips or anything, we're just doing stuff. Like, this kid's been hounding me to go wading the last 2 days, and I've been lazy because it's just been so crazy.
But that's you. Fish.
But that's
I'm
you.
trying to drag him to go fishing for like 2 hours.
But that's you. You're just hype. You're like, dude, this water. Trust me, when you walk through this water, you'll see.
Yeah, and it's true because I know that I can get him to do it. Once he does it, he'll be like, damn, this is really cool.
But honestly, on the whole, it's cool that you keep all that stoke. That's why we love you, bro. You're the Grom Lord. So
fun to have around.
Point, kids, is don't grow up too fast. You can be a big Grom, just like Logan.
Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you got to stop being a kid.
Let's just talk about a couple more things real quick, then we'll wrap this up. Wave pools. You're like kind of like, in my eyes, like the unofficial wave pool lord. Like,
Grom Lord, wave pool lord.
Like, dude, you surf weird stuff well.
Yeah.
Like, you surf behind boats. Like, wakes are weird. Anybody that's never surfed like a smaller wake surfing board, completely different conversation. And it's completely different from like the skim surfing behind a boat.
Yeah,
like,
that's hard.
They're completely different sports, and they're totally different. And then you've done, like, going back to the Wave House in San Diego.
Wave House, Typhoon.
You struggled for a little bit, but you were ripping on that thing. Like, you were getting, like, little 360s, and you were kind of getting barreled on it and coming out. Yeah. Dude, it's basically a skateboard deck with no trucks.
Yeah. Skateboard deck that
any
you took
curvature?
And the water is moving fast enough underneath you that
you float.
Yeah, you float.
You float on top of it.
Yeah.
Feels like it's gonna pull your skin off if you fall.
Yeah, it's like barefooting except with something.
Yeah, it's going so fast you're forcing nature to keep you afloat. Like, it's
creating surface tension that you don't break.
So the point is, like, how did that all come about? Like, it's you're good at that weird shit, you know, like the wakes and the pools, and like you always blow up a Typhoon Lagoon. You always do huge airs at Typhoon Lagoon.
I like to think that I'm good at surfing, like anything. That's like, I just think, like, if I get a little wave, and, like, I mean, that's why I think, like, when we see crappy waves, I'm like, I could have done an air on that thing. Like, I just don't let the wave decide. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do an air.
So, okay, example, a lot of people are like, oh, Typhoon Lagoon sucks. I don't even want to go at all. Meanwhile, you can throw a fat air in there. I think it's obviously a skill thing, but I think more or less what you're trying to say is it's an optimism thing.
Yeah, you just got to look at it and be like, I can do that.
Yeah. Like, it looks fun enough.
Yeah, it looks fun enough. Like, that has an air section. Let's go.
Well, so for me, I'm a filmmaker, and I usually, especially back in the day when I was always filming surfing, I didn't get to surf when the waves were good. So I had to make it look fun when it wasn't fun. Yeah. I had to go look for the fun in it.
Yeah, you have to be like, you just have to enjoy the actual act of it as much as you enjoy it when it's giant and pumping.
So let's talk about your enjoyment. What's your enjoyment? Like, the pools are rare. Like, meaning we don't go there all the time. But what do you think about it? Like, how do you like it? And, like, combining that going onward to, like, behind the boat. That's way different from surfing. How do you like it?
So, I like pools. That's super fun. And I think they're super interesting with what you can push.
Does it get you as stoked as the ocean? I know it's different.
No, it doesn't get me as stoked as the ocean.
Is it because you have time to think about what you're doing?
It's more of, like... trying to think of a good comparison here. It's like, all right, if you wake up every day and you go, all right, I know that I'm going to go to work today and I'm going to make $100. Like, yeah, $100 is good. Cool. Or if I go to the ocean and it's pumping and they're like, all right, well, you could maybe make $100. That's probably what you'll make. Or you can make 200 or 300 or 400. Or
so you're saying you know what you're roped in with.
Yeah, you can only get so excited. Like with surfing, if it's pumping, and I'm like, all right, and then I see, let's say we go South Beach, and it's 10 foot and kegging. I can make 1,000.
So you like the mystery that you.
Yeah, the mystery of what's gonna
scoot in
happen.
just a hair?
Sorry,
No, you're good. So you like the mystery.
too far.
Oh my gosh, that was a good catch.
Yeah, impressive.
I agree though. The mystery
of it.
The mystery of like and you know, like Mushroom Rock earlier. We talked about like you see how excited we got with like trying to map and show people what it looked like. I think and like bro, we get majorly fired up on making opportunity out of days that don't have them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's cool. So going into like the boat, that's even further different from the pools and from surfing. What do you think about that stuff?
All right, the boat's hit or miss. The boat is like the most temperamental thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah. I'll either get behind the boat and have the most fun ever, and I'll have a blast, and I want to do it for hours, or I'll get behind the boat, I'll surf for 20 minutes, and be like, get me out of this water. I don't want to ever touch wake surfboard again.
Why? What makes you not want? Because you rip,
I don't know.
like you like literally blow up behind the boat.
Some like those days, but like I'm having fun and I'm
you're
surfing.
Just super consistent too.
Yeah, when I'm surfing really fun behind the boat, and like you're having a blast, and it's super cool. It's awesome, and I'll do it all day long. And then like just you have an off day, it's behind the boat. I promise. It's weird. It's such a consistent thing. It's like just one day, it just won't click, and everything won't click.
Yeah.
And it's so I don't know. And the boat kind of falls in with the same thing as pools. It's the same thing.
For sure.
There's only so far.
Well, the boats are even more predictable.
Yeah, there's only so far you can push it.
So let's talk Waco, because we went there. We went to BSR.
Yeah.
Super fun trip, and life is super weird, dude. Yeah. How many times a day have we said we've talked about that?
Oh yeah, just
let's call it 4.
Yeah.
Get ready for this, guys. This is crazy. So go ahead and start talking about the BSR trip.
So we get to BSR, and we're hanging out. We're at the pool and stuff like that. And I forgot somehow we hear about a rate or like a special thing, and that they're open tonight, or somebody canceled or something.
Well, first and foremost, we got to lay the plot. It's like a cable park where you do wakeboarding and you hold on to cables and stuff. And they opened up this insane pool,
a wave pool,
and they have private sessions.
Yeah.
And they have public sessions.
Yeah. So public sessions.
We had 6, 4.
No, we had 4.
4 public sessions.
Yeah.
1 hour per session.
Yeah.
You get like 10, 15 waves. It's pretty sick. But Logan, literally, the classic Grom Lord moment. You were so frothed out. I remember the story. You were so frothed out. You want to do a private session. You're like, do you think Heather and Amy will let us do it? And I was like, I don't know. You're like, I'm going to ask. And then you like asked, and they were like,
because
maybe.
We found out they had a last minute cancellation, and I was like, dude, screw it. Like, we're here.
And they said they'd give us the media rate. They said they don't have
anybody, and they'd give us the media rate. I was
like 50% off or something?
It's like 50 or 60% off. We were like,
They said they'd give it to us for $1,000 flat.
Yeah.
And it's like $2,500 an hour for the private.
Yeah. And I was like, let's just text them. Like, who knows? Like, that's almost worth us pulling our money together and just getting it ourselves. Like,
so Logan's like freaking tripping. He's like, dude, we're going to get a private session tonight. So we get the private session.
I text Ron Jon, and they said, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Let's do it. And me and Dalton were like, holy crap.
To be fair to Ron Jon's, not being judgmental, but it is hard to get corporate money on the fly.
Minute,
like literally be like, oh yeah, let me just go get $1,000 out of nowhere for a wave pool for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately, we saved $1,500.
Yeah.
And the footage we got in that hour topped everything from the daytime, because we shot daytime. Again, you can look this up on YouTube. Assuming just like BSR wave pool MPI. It's a sick video. I just watched it the other day. Blow your mind. Do you remember the major twist of the trip? Twist. Like what went wrong?
Didn't we lose somebody's phone or something?
Close.
Or bags.
It was at the very end of the trip.
Yeah, when we went to breakfast. A wallet.
So we stayed in this dope Airbnb.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes.
My God, the SD card.
So
the second he said the house, I remember what's going on. Yeah. What? Stop. You still have the texts? On this day 2 years ago, as of today? Stop. All right, so.
Guys, look at this. This is my Facebook. Literally, I opened up my memories, and it says 2 years ago today, April 9th, 2019.
Oh my
This
God.
is what I said. I'll read it to you. I'll tell you guys what happened. Tip of the day, never lose faith. On the last night of our surf trip to the new wave pool in Texas, we somehow lost an SD card and did not realize until the next morning. It was an early flight and we only had about 10 minutes to look for the card or we'd miss our flight. So we left the house bummed out thinking the card was lost. Dude, we were tripping, bro. We were going everywhere and like it started like low key, like, man, have you guys seen my card? Dude, I really can't find my card. And I was just tripping. We didn't have time. We had to leave. And it was my GoPro, and I really wanted it. It wasn't critical, but you guys had these dope POV shots of you in the barrel and stuff.
Yeah.
We got to breakfast. I absolutely shredded all the bags, looked in every nook and cranny. The card was nowhere to be found. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, we pull over at breakfast. We tear all the bags out, shake everything I own out. It's not in there. Get to the airport. I freaking download a recovery app, and I'm like... Dude, I've convinced myself that I didn't lose the card, and I wiped the footage. I'm losing my mind. So I'm recovering cards. It's not there, and I'm like, I can't remember. So I text the owner. I'm like, yo, shot in the dark. I think there's a chance that I either lost the card in the house between the bedroom and the front door, or I accidentally threw away trash with the card in my hand. Which I've done before, not with cards, but I've thrown stuff away.
Yeah, just like do that, and it's like everything's just in your hand. You just launch it.
So, I called the owner of the house, asked if he could search really good for the card, and that was possibly in the trash, but we really doubted it. The next night, I get a text in the photo. I couldn't believe it. This man drove from his house to another town, searched the entire house, then went to the dumpster, found our bag of trash, tore it apart until he found the card. He dumped literally the whole thing. Like, it's a picture of trash and the SD card is in the middle of it. Like,
insane.
And not like wrapped up, not like inside of something.
No, like loose.
No, like a loose micro SD card
like
this big. Unreal. And that was 2 years ago today, homie. How crazy is that? Dude, that is why life is beautiful, bro. This is fate. This podcast was 100% fate, dude.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't planned at all. I just came down last night, and then he's like, you want to do a podcast? I'm like...
No, he just showed up.
All right, let's go.
And, dude, it's been dope because we've been able to plan the wedding stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Logan's my best man, and we've got a gangster crew.
Oh, it's going to be sick.
We've got a huge lineup of my best people coming to, represent me on the big day. And we're shopping for, all black. We'll keep it.
You can't be telling people.
Dude.
You gotta let them.
Yeah.
Let them see. Let us
You're
see
right. You're right. That's all you get. So, back on track. Wave pools, wake surfing. I guess this is pretty much it, dude. What's next, bro? What are you doing next? What's the story?
So as you know, I just moved back. I am right now just taking my time, getting things figured out. I got a couple things I'm interested in right now, career-wise. Like I said, I'm thinking possibly captain's license.
I like it.
And
I like your answer.
Business.
I like the slow.
I'm just, as of right now, just coming back. I'm just kind of taking my time figuring everything out. I'm just going to get everything planted, get myself back situated, everything in order, and take some time, enjoy everything.
Yeah, dude. That's what you need. Sometimes that's what life will...
dishes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say what life will give you. Life will give you
a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not exactly what you thought it was, but I like the approach, slow and steady.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's cool, dude. You belong in the water, so I think that's a good move for you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Surfing. Let's end with surfing. You're always gonna surf.
Bro, I'm still gonna compete.
You're still talking about doing the captain's license and running your own charter. So if that happens, you guys can watch, and I'll plug him in. Captain Hayes, running his own boat. But you're always gonna surf. So where's the future of surf?
Always gonna surf, and surfing and fishing go hand in hand.
Do you have some goals? Do you have any dream locations?
Oh, I still want. Yeah, there's still a lot of traveling I want to do for surfing. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to the Indian Ocean, like Indo, Bali.
What are we talking about today?
Talking about going to Panama, Bahamas, and I think Australia last night.
Yeah.
We talked about so many crazy plans.
Dude, we were on Google Earth this morning looking at all these islands in the Bahamas, looking at waves and stuff.
I want to do it. I want to do it. If anybody out there has any connections, I want to do a trip to the Bahamas. We need to just go.
Do a Bahamas trip. If anybody out there has the plug, I think CJ does, bro. I can ask him. He
We
goes down
just
there.
need a big boat and.
But if anybody knows the
some
plug
tents.
for some waves in the Bahamas, dude, I'm itching, bro. I used to.
It's too close. I've never been there in my life.
Well, I used to make all
when I was,
these
like, 4
surf
on a cruise
videos
ship.
all the time, and I miss it, bro. I'm itching for it. That's why I posted that BSR video, and like, I don't know, I miss the like Wild West part of it, like kind of just chasing waves and going places.
And I know the Bahamas has waves, and nobody ever covers it. And
I
I
know.
know that the Bahamas is insane.
Dude,
a lot of the time.
we need to go. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like the Bahamas and like Tortola, the British Virgin Islands, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
there's so many waves everywhere.
We need to go look for some waves, dude.
Let's go hunting.
Wave hunting.
We need like a 100-foot sailboat. Just travel around for like a month.
All right, dude. I love you, buddy. Thank you for
Love
being
you, buddy.
on. All right, guys. This is the Inspiration Station. If you enjoyed this, please drop a comment. Hit the little like button. We'll put info here. Subscribe. We're going to be doing this every single week. Brand new video, brand new guest. Logan, appreciate you, buddy. See you guys next time.
Later.